Hey, it's John King with Summit Funding. It is right now Thursday, February the 11th, and I wanted to give you a quick market update on what is going on with the market right now, and specifically relative to interest rates. So I am sending this video out to both my referral partners as well as my clients, so I'll be kind of speaking to both of you in this regard. First of all, if you have not paid attention or caught wind of the fact, the market has been doing some crazy things over the last 45 days. If you think back, you probably heard in December that the Federal Reserve was raising interest rates, and they did. And that rise in interest rates, everybody expected to translate to the mortgage rate market and causing an increase in mortgage rates. A lot of things have happened since then. There's been a huge decrease in oil prices, and that's caused some issues with the economic side of the marketplace. There's been major issues with the economy in China and really kind of the global economy, and some slowdowns that have been going on globally, not in the United States necessarily, but in the global economy. And the reality is that we're not just an economy of our country anymore. Everything we do economically is impacted by what goes on in the rest of the world. And so that's been impacting the world markets. And then finally, in just this last week, there's been some issues with concerns about the banking industry in Europe. And all of those things, to not get too complicated, have caused people to pull money out of the stock market. And you've seen stock market drop fairly dramatically in the last 45 days. And they're replacing that money by putting it into the bond market, specifically Treasury bonds. And the 10-year Treasury rate was at 2.25% back in December when the Federal Reserve raised the prime rates. The 10-year Treasury rate today is around 1.55 to 1.65%. It has dropped significantly, and mortgage rates are a bond, just like treasuries are a bond. And so when people take money out of the stock market and put it into the bond market, they're actually driving mortgage rates down. And so that's very, very beneficial for you if you're a homeowner or if you're a potential home buyer. And it's also very, very beneficial for my partners who are helping homeowners and home buyers. So what does that all mean? It means right now, if you're a homeowner, your phone's probably ringing off the hook with people who are looking to refinance your home. And so the first thing I want to say is that I position myself to be a trusted advisor for you and for your clients to help out anytime that you have questions about purchasing a home. I've helped many of you become homeowners, first-time home buyers, repeat home buyers. I want to make sure you know I'm also here to help you every step of the way and giving you great advice and serving your needs when it comes to refinancing your mortgage if that is necessary. The most important thing to me is figuring out what your needs are and figuring out if this makes sense for your needs. When that phone rings, when that letter comes in the mail, and you see somebody offering you something that looks too good to be true, here's the reality. Some of it is true. Some of it's not. Okay? Their goal is marketing and trying to get you in the door, and I want to make sure that you know that you can come to me as somebody you trust to give you great advice on what you should or should not be doing. I want to have a long-term relationship with you, and that means I want to tell you the truth about whether something makes sense for you to do or not. So I ask you to put that trust in me when the phone rings, or if you just think that you could benefit from refinancing or doing a mortgage review, call my office. They'll collect some information from you. They'll ask you to send over a copy of your mortgage statement, get some ideas on what you think the house is worth. We'll run the numbers for you and let you know if we think it makes sense or not. And if it doesn't make sense, then we'll kind of give a target to say, hey, if rates happen to drop further, we have no clue what's going to happen down the road. We could be the best we've seen, and we could see better. Okay. Last year in February, we had the best rates we had seen in about a year and a half before that, and they touched there for about 2 or 3 days, and they went up and up and up from there. Here we are again, February a year later. A lot of indicators point towards continued volatility. That could mean that rates will go further. It could mean they stay the same, and it could mean they go higher. It's exactly the same dynamic we dealt with last year in February, and we ended up having higher rates throughout the rest of the year. So if there's an opportunity to save you money now, I think it's a good idea to look at it. And as Kenny Rogers says, if you know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And so you got to make a decision at a certain point about evaluating your options and deciding if it makes sense to refinance your loan. And I want to make sure you know that I'm here to help you to make that decision in what is in your best interest. Call us if you have any questions. Look forward to serving your needs. And just to give you a reference point, we're actually touching the mid 3% range, 3.5, 3.6, 3.75, depending upon the day. That's for 30-year fixed-rate mortgages. So there's a huge opportunity to save money. Equity's gone up. If you have mortgage insurance, we might be able to get you out of a loan with mortgage insurance. Call me. Let me know what your situation is, or if your phone rings and somebody tells you something, let us tell you the truth about what that option really looks like. Thanks so much and have a great day.